Hey guys, it's Mrs. Chef Check, and the purpose of this video is to look at how we can make box plots. If you're looking for a video on interpreting them or reading them, go back to my link and search for one called Interpreting Box Plots. This one's just going to be how to construct it out of a set of numbers. So keep watching if that's what you're looking for. Alright, here's the steps for how to make your box and whisker plot. Copy them into your notes if you're not sure on how to do this yet. So first things first, put the numbers in numerical order. Remember, that means from least to greatest. Then you're going to find the median, or that middle value, and label it. Then you're going to find the lower quartile, which is just the median of that lower half of the data. Alright, label that as Q1. Then find the upper quartile, which is the median of the upper half of your data, and label that as Q3. And then you're going to label the minimum or the lower extreme and the maximum or the upper extreme. And then you have all your pieces. You just need to plot them above the number line and, you guessed it, label each of the numbers. So let's look at a few examples. When we're making a box plot, the first step you need to do is put your numbers in order from least to greatest. Alright, so what we're going to do is just kind of start sorting here. And I'd like you to copy this down. If you weren't planning on it, go ahead and do that now. We've got 32, 45, 46, and 47. Then I jump up to 52, 75, 80, 83, and 85. And I've got all my numbers set here. So now what I like to do next is I like to find my median right away. Okay. Some people find different points first. I go for the median right away. So I'm seeing I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 pieces of data. So I know my middle number is going to be my fifth number. But another way you can find that is just go lowest, highest, lowest, highest, lowest, highest, lowest, highest until you hit that middle number, which is 52. There's my median. All right, now we need to find the median of our lower quartile, of our lower half, right? Because this is the bottom 50% of our data. We want to know what's halfway between those numbers. So to do that, we need to find the middle point, which just happens to be right here in between 45 and 46. So what number is between 45 and 46? Well, that's 45.5. And then I look to my upper half of my data, and I see I've got 4 numbers, so halfway in between would split it into 2 and 2, and I need the number that's halfway between 80 and 83. Now, maybe that's one I don't just know off the top of my head, or I'm not quite sure. It wasn't as easy as between 45 and 46. What we can do is you can just add those two numbers and divide by 2. And that'll tell you what the middle value is. So you get 163 divided by 2, and you're left with 81.5. So this is our first quartile. This is our third quartile. Remember, the median's kind of like your second quartile, but we just usually don't label that. All right, and then the final things we want to identify, because there's always 5 points on our box plot we need to know, is going to be our lower extreme, or our minimum. You can label it either one. And then our maximum, or our upper extreme, which is 85. Okay, so we've got all the hard work done now. We've already found all 5 pieces. We just need to construct our number line and put those points above it. So I'm looking at my numbers here, and I see that I need my number line to go from at least 32 up to 85. So I'm just going to draw a line here. And let's go maybe from 30... see if we can get up to maybe 90. So I'm going to go 30, let's see, I hope this fits, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, and 90. That'll work. And now I'm going to just start plotting the points that we need. It doesn't matter where you start. I like to start again with the median. So I see my median is 52, so I'm going to go a little bit over here. And underneath it, I'm going to label 52, just so that I know what it is. Because if you're just looking, you can't really tell if that's 51 or 52.5 or 53. So we label underneath when it's not obvious. Okay, and then I see my quartile 1 is 45.5. So that's about a little more than halfway between 40 and 50. And again, I'm going to label that 45.5. And then I'm also going to label my third quartile, which is 81.5. Oh, that's way over here. And then we're going to connect those to make, that's our middle 50%, right? 50% of our data falls between 45.5 and 81.5. And then we need to make our whiskers coming out to extend to our minimum and our maximum. So 32 is our minimum. I'm going to put a dot now up here above 32. Again, labeling 32 so that there's no question on what that number is. And then I draw it. Notice how my whisker comes about halfway up my box. It should always do that. Don't make it come out the bottom or out the top. It should just right about be in the middle. And then our maximum up here is 85, so we're going to extend that over here and make our little whisker and label that 85. Okay, so let's look at what we can see on this. I'm not going to go too in-depth with it since that's the other video, but I can tell by looking here that here's 25% of my data, here's 25, here's 25, and here's 25. Now, you can kind of see in this example, this one looks like it's like, wow, this must be where all the data is. But that's not true, right? Because if you look up above here, you can see, nope, there's only 2 numbers in there. And there's only 2 numbers in this one, and there's only 2 numbers in this one. So why is it that that one's so long? Well, these numbers are really spread out. If you look between 52, which is this, the left side of that box, all the way up to 81.5, the numbers are more spread out than any other part of this box plot. Like from 80 to 85, or 81.5 to 85, that's not very spread out, so we've got a short little whisker. These are really spread out, so it's extra long. All right, let's take a look at our final example here. If we want to make a box plot, we always want to put our numbers in numerical order, and these actually already are, so we can kind of skip that step. Now we just need to go ahead and find our median. So I've noticed I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 pieces of data. So the 7th one should be my middle value. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And you can confirm that by counting to the left and counting to the right, and there will be 6 data points on either end. So this is my median. Alright, now we need to find the median of that lower half, or our first quartile. So to do that, we're just going to kind of eliminate our low number and our high number, our low and our high, and I'm looking at 2 middle values here. Do you remember what to do when we have 2 middle values? That's right, we need to find the middle between them. And in this case, it maybe isn't easy to see, so we can just add them together and divide by 2. We get 127 divided by 2, and I see that 63.5 is my first quartile. I'm going to just slide this over and rewrite that so it doesn't get in the way. Alright, there's our first quartile. Now I'm looking at the upper half to find my median of that upper half, or my third quartile, and I see my lowest, my highest, my lowest, my highest, and again I've got 2 middle numbers, 83 and 85, and what's halfway in between there? That's right, 84. Alright, so we've got our third quartile, and then finally the easy ones. There's our lower extreme of 51 and our upper extreme of 93. And now we just need to plot these on our number line. So I see that my data ranges from 51 up to 93, so I think I'm going to make my number line go from about 50 maybe up to 100. So we'll do 60, 70, 80, 90, and 100. And let's just start plotting our points. So 78 will be my median, and I'm going to draw my line for that. And remember to label that point because you can't tell exactly what it is based on where it's laying. And then my first quartile is at 63.5. Maybe right about there. And my upper quartile is at 84, so a little less than halfway between 80 and 90. We'll put our line. Now connect that to make your boxes, and again that shows your middle 50% of the data. And now we'll finish it to make our whiskers. Here's our lower extreme, or our minimum, at 51, and our upper extreme over here at 93. And there you have it. You made another box and whisker plot. Let me know if you have questions when you come to class, and if you feel like you need more practice with this, again, let me know and I can get you some more examples. Thanks for watching.